Have you ever wondered why some people seem to build wealth effortlessly, while others struggle no matter how hard they work? Here's the uncomfortable truth. Getting rich in 2025 isn't just about how much money you make. It's about how you manage it. Right now, you're either developing habits that push you toward financial freedom or ones that quietly sabotage your future. And the craziest part? Most people are completely ignoring habit 3. It's so simple, so underestimated. Yet it's the turning point that separates the rich from the stuck. If you're tired of living paycheck to paycheck, frustrated with slow progress, and ready to finally take control of your financial destiny, then listen closely. Because these aren't just tips. These are 7 proven money habits the wealthy swear by, and the average person never even thinks about. By the end of this, you'll not only understand them, you'll know exactly how to apply them. Let's dive into the first money habit that can change your entire financial future in 2025 and beyond. Money habit 1. Pay yourself first. Automatically, most people work for their money, but the rich make their money work for them. And it all begins with this simple principle: pay yourself first. But here's the key. It has to be automatic. Think about it. Whenever you get paid, what's the first thing you do? Pay bills? Cover expenses? Maybe treat yourself? By the time you think about saving, there's barely anything left. That's the trap. Wealthy people flip the script. Before any money goes to rent, food, or Netflix subscriptions, they take a fixed percentage and automatically send it to their investments or savings. It's not optional. It's not when I feel like it. It's non-negotiable. Even if it's just 10% or 15% of your income, over time, that habit becomes unstoppable. Why? Because it's consistent. It grows without effort. And you build wealth in the background while living your life. In 2025, this habit is easier than ever. Automation tools are built into almost every banking app. Set up an auto transfer the moment your paycheck hits. Send it to a high-yield savings account, or better yet, an investment portfolio. Out of sight. Growing in silence. This habit isn't about having more money. It's about building discipline. And wealth is always the result of disciplined actions repeated over time. So from now on, before the world gets your money, you get it first. Money habit 2. Track every dollar like a CFO. Let me ask you something powerful. If I gave you a report right now, showing exactly where every dollar of your money went last month, could you read it like a CEO reads company finances? If not, it's time to become the chief financial officer of your life. Most people ignore their spending until they're in debt, but wealthy people track it before it becomes a problem. They treat their personal finances like a business. Every dollar has a job. Every transaction has a purpose. In 2025, ignorance is not an excuse. There are dozens of apps, from free budgeting tools to bank integrations, that will categorize your expenses automatically. Use them. Review your data weekly. See where you're bleeding money. Notice what's draining you emotionally and financially. You'll be shocked how much you spend without realizing it. On food delivery, subscriptions, interest fees, lifestyle creep. When you track every dollar, you stop lying to yourself. You build self-awareness. And from self-awareness comes control. Control gives you options. And options are freedom. This isn't about becoming cheap. It's about becoming intentional. Track your money like your future depends on it, because it absolutely does. Money habit 3. Invest before you feel ready. Most people ignore this. Here's the habit most people completely ignore, and it's costing them millions over a lifetime. They wait too long to invest. They say, I'll start once I earn more, once I pay off debt, once the market calms down. But here's the truth. Wealth doesn't come from timing the market. It comes from time in the market. And the earlier you start, even with small amounts, the more you benefit from compound growth. The rich don't wait until they feel ready, and they start before they feel comfortable. They invest with imperfect knowledge, and they learn as they go. In 2025, you don't need to be a Wall Street genius. You don't need a broker or a 6-figure salary. With just a few clicks, you can invest in diversified index funds, fractional shares of stock, or even automated portfolios with robo-advisors. The trick? Make it consistent. Set a fixed amount every month, even if it's just $50, and never pull it out emotionally. Because the ones who panic in the short term miss the wealth in the long term. Most people never build wealth because they think investing is risky. But the real risk is doing nothing and relying on a paycheck forever. Remember this: your money should be building money while you sleep. And if you want to be rich in the future, start investing now, even if it's messy. Most people ignore this because it's uncomfortable. But comfort never created wealth. Money habit 4. Kill lifestyle creep before it kills your progress. Have you ever gotten a raise or a bonus only to find yourself with no extra savings at the end of the month? That's lifestyle creep. It's sneaky, it's dangerous, and it's one of the biggest wealth killers in modern life. Here's how it works. You earn more, and without realizing it, you start spending more. Better clothes, upgraded gadgets, fancier dinners, premium subscriptions, and it feels deserved. You worked hard, right? But now, your expenses have risen with your income, leaving your savings exactly where they were, or worse. Wealthy people avoid this trap. They increase their income, but they don't increase their lifestyle at the same rate. They might celebrate a little, but most of that extra money gets funneled into investments, debt paydown, or future opportunities. In 2025, lifestyle creep is everywhere. Social media pressures you to flex. Advertisements scream for your attention. But here's the mindset shift. Don't let temporary excitement steal permanent freedom. You don't need to live poor to build wealth. You just need to delay some indulgence so you can afford massive freedom later. Every time your income grows, treat it as a wealth-building opportunity, not a spending excuse. That's how you get ahead. Not for 1 year, but for life. Money habit 5. Build multiple streams of income, even small ones. If 2024 taught us anything, it's this: a single income stream is a dangerous game. Job security isn't what it used to be. And if your entire lifestyle depends on one paycheck, you're just one corporate email away from chaos. Wealthy people understand this deeply. They don't rely on one source of income, they build multiple streams. And no, that doesn't mean you need to start 5 businesses overnight. But it does mean you should start thinking like an income architect. Could you freelance on weekends? Could you start a digital product? Could you monetize a skill online? Could you earn from dividends, interest, royalties, or affiliate income? In 2025, opportunities are everywhere. You can build a newsletter, launch an Etsy shop, write an ebook, teach a course, create a paid community, or rent out something you own. And it doesn't have to be big. Even an extra $300 a month invested wisely adds up to thousands over time. More importantly, it builds confidence. And that confidence is the gateway to building more. This habit isn't just about money, it's about resilience. And in a world that's shifting fast, multiple income streams give you the stability to stay strong when others break. Money habit 6. Learn to delay gratification. Like it's a superpower, here's a truth most people don't like hearing. Wealth isn't built by doing what feels good now. It's built by doing what feels right long term. And that's where this next habit becomes your secret weapon. Delaying gratification. In a world where everything is instant, food, entertainment, likes, delivery, training yourself to wait is like unlocking a hidden level of power. Because every time you delay a short-term pleasure, you're saying, my future matters more than this moment. And think of it like this. Every dollar you don't spend today is a seed. And seeds, when planted and nurtured, turn into financial trees. But if you keep eating your seeds because you're impatient, you never give wealth a chance to grow. Wealthy people understand this deeply. They can say no to the shiny new phone because they're saying yes to buying freedom 5 years from now. They skip the daily $8 coffee habit, not because they can't afford it, but because they'd rather have $50,000 invested than 6,000 lattes over a decade. Delayed gratification isn't deprivation, it's empowerment. It's the muscle that separates people who stay broke from people who break free. And here's the best part. It's a habit you can train. Start small. Wait 48 hours before big purchases. Give yourself a cooling off window. Ask, do I want this because it adds value, or just because I saw it on sale or social media? Most people let their emotions control their money. But the wealthy, they master their emotions, and their money follows. So if you want to win in 2025, train your mind to think in years, not days. Because the longer you can delay the reward, the bigger the reward becomes. Money habit 7. Surround yourself with financially smart people. Here's something nobody teaches you in school. Your financial future is shaped by your environment, far more than your education. You can read books, watch videos, follow finance pages, but if your daily circle spends recklessly, talks small, and laughs at the idea of building wealth, you'll subconsciously absorb their habits. That's why wealthy people are intentional about who they let influence them. They surround themselves with people who respect money, talk about opportunity, and normalize financial growth. Let me ask you, when was the last time your friends talked about investments instead of vacations? Or shared tips on tax strategies instead of complaining about bills? It's not about judgment, it's about awareness. You become the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. And if they're spending every weekend burning through money, guess what you'll likely do too? But here's the good news. In 2025, you can build a new financial environment digitally. Follow creators who teach real financial literacy. Join online communities focused on growth. Find accountability partners. Or simply reduce exposure to conversations that glamorize financial chaos. It's not about cutting people off, it's about protecting your mindset. Because your habits follow your mindset, and your mindset is shaped by your circle. Remember this, if you hang around 5 people who invest, you'll likely become the 6th. If you hang around 5 people drowning in debt, well, you know how that ends. Choose wisely, because building wealth isn't just about what you do, it's also about who you do life with. Now let me ask you this. Which one of these habits are you already practicing? And more importantly, which one have you been ignoring? Because here's the truth most people never hear. Getting rich isn't a mystery. It's a routine. It's not luck. It's not timing. It's the quiet, consistent habits done when no one's watching. You don't need to win the lottery. You don't need to invent the next tech startup. You just need to master the boring things that rich people do. Again, and again, and again. So don't just watch this and move on. Pick one habit, just one, and implement it today. Set up the auto-invest. Review your budget. Cancel the useless subscription. Say no to the impulse buy. Then watch how that one decision starts to shift everything else. Because here's what wealthy people know. You don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your habits. If this resonated with you, then don't stop here. We're building a community of people just like you. People who want more than motivation. They want transformation. They're not chasing quick money. They're building lasting wealth. So hit that follow, share this with someone who needs to hear it, and then watch our next video, where we break down how the power of compounding can create generational wealth, even if you start small. And that one will open your eyes to how time can turn even your smallest habits into a fortune. Remember, money doesn't make you rich. Habits do. Now go build the future they said you'd never have. We'll be right here with you, every step of the way.